TNReady practice test questions 1 and 2. So question 1 says, which best describes Nayeli in passage 1? Fatalistic and accepting of change, as her father would have wanted her to be. B, impatient with her friend's fondness for goth clothing. C, reflective over her father's absence and her friend's lost parents. Or D, determined to behave more like a boy to gain her father's approval. In order to answer this question, we may need to review some vocabulary words. So you have this word fatalistic. This word simply means that a person believes all events are fixed in advance so that human beings are powerless to change them. In other words, a person who is fatalistic believes in fate. We also have this word accepting, which means to take or to receive. Impatient, which means annoyed or restless. Reflective, which means relating to or characterized by deep thought, thoughtful. And the word determined, which just means you're resolved. So we've learned a little bit more about the vocabulary words given in our answers, so now we have to actually dig deep into this question. And it wants us to know how Nayeli is described. A lot of times when authors describe characters, they use indirect characterization. So what they say, what they think, their effect on others, their actions, and their looks. If we go back to a couple of places in the text, we can find a few of these examples that let us know more about how Nayeli is being described to us. So if you go down to the third line, you see right off the bat, poor Vampy, Nayeli thought. And we're going to pause right there, because already we've been given a huge clue as to what the answer is going to be. So Nayeli is deep in thought. We know what she's thinking about, but the important thing we know right now is that she's thinking. We also have this line 6, which again you don't have to, line 7, which again you don't have to go very far into to see that Nayeli is thinking about something from the past. So these are clues that Nayeli is being reflective because again, she's being thoughtful about things that happened in the past. So those are a few ways that we can get to that conclusion. Also, though, you can go back to the very beginning of this passage and look at the brief description before you even start reading. And it tells you that she is reflecting on her close friend Vampy and on her own father. So again, we have the answer given to us in several locations in this text. So a good test-taking strategy to remember is to read every single word that they give you, to go back and really dig deep for those questions. But now that we're very familiar with the whole passage and we've really seen how Nayeli is being described to us, we can look at question 2, which just wants us to find some evidence that best supports the correct answer to question 1. Well, now that we know that Nayeli is being reflective, and we know that reflecting means to think about the past, we can just find places in this answer choices, or some quotes in this answer choice, that lets us know she's being reflective about the past. Because we've already talked about those 2 places, we know that the first answer choice, where it says he used to take her, is talking about the past, and that the third answer choice shows us that Nayeli is thinking. So both of those would be the correct answer choice to support our original answer of C, reflective over her father's absence and her friend's lost parents.